Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how I made my laptop sleeve. This is the one that I made that I mentioned in my Kindle sleeve video, and someone asked if I can make a tutorial, so I'm going to show you how I made this. But I'm going to make it for my gaming laptop, so that way when I travel, my MacBook has one sleeve and my gaming laptop has another. So yeah, so that's the game plan for today. And let's get right into it. So here are the things that you're gonna need to make this sleeve. So to make our laptop sleeve, what you're gonna need is a pair of scissors, a pen, pencil, chalk, something to mark lines for, your interior piece of fabric, your exterior piece of fabric, a quilting bar, not necessary, but definitely nice to have, a regular presser foot, and a zipper foot, some clips to hold things in place, a ruler of some sort, a zipper of your choice. I like to get the 18-inch zipper. That way you have more zipper than less, so you can always cut it down, you can always add more zipper. And I like the wide tooth, I like that more. And of course, you're gonna need your laptop. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your laptop. I already cut out the fabric, but you're gonna take out your laptop. Okay. And you're just gonna place it on your fabric, and you're gonna wanna measure about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of seam allowance. That way your laptop, when you sew everything together, your laptop acts. So you can kind of see the allowance all around. Do it here, you can kind of see. Yeah, so for your interior, you're gonna need 2 pieces of your interior fabric. Again, both with that 1 inch to 1.5 inches seam allowance space. And then for your exterior, you're gonna wanna make it a little bit bigger. That way when you quilt, if you choose to quilt, the shrinkage of the fabric doesn't really affect how much space you have for your laptop. So I'm gonna go cut out my batting. So you're gonna need 2 interior pieces of fabric, 2 exterior pieces of fabric, and 2 pieces of batting, so you can quilt each exterior piece. And you can quilt however you want. I'm gonna do diagonal lines so that way it's consistent with my other laptop sleeve. And yeah, I will see you at the machine. Quilted both of my panels, you're just going to cut it down to the lining piece so that way they're the same size. And again, it's always better to have a little bit more fabric than not enough fabric, because you can always cut fabric. So yeah, so I'm just going to go do that. I'm going to just line it up with my lining piece and then cut it out, and then we can actually start working on making the sleeve. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is once you cut out your exterior fabric to the lining size, you're going to take your zipper, and with the zipper face down, you're going to attach it to the top of your exterior fabric. So I have a little bit, it's a little uneven up here, so you might see some sticking out, but you're going to use your clips, pins, whatever, and you're going to pin the zipper to the top of your exterior fabric. And once you're up at the step, just make sure you, if you have a zipper foot, put your zipper foot on your sewing machine. I realized I was zoomed in. So this is what it looks like. So again, I have my zipper face down, so right sides together, and you're gonna take your zipper foot and you're gonna sew as close as you can to the teeth of the zipper. Okay, so now that you have sewn the zipper on, so this is what it looks like from the front, you're going to return it back to kind of how it was laying. Take your interior piece, right, and with right sides together, you're gonna align it right on the top, exactly where you just made your stitches, and you're gonna basically stitch over it again. So you're gonna pin it in place. Interior piece facing your exterior piece, and you're gonna sew along this edge. Can't really see it, but it's gonna lay like this. See you at the machine. So now that we've finished, this is our exterior piece and then our lining piece. So they should be able to fall with wrong sides together, facing each other. Perfect. So now what you want to do, I like to do the top stitch so that way everything kind of stays in place and I'm not worrying about fabric getting in the way. So I like to iron it down. So take your iron. This iron I got from Cricut, but it's super cute and it fits on my mini ironing board, so that's all that matters. I'm just gonna iron this down, press it and pull it down as much as you need to, and by it I mean the fabric. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the interior fabric. So once you're done and you're satisfied, flip it over. Same thing, pull the fabric down and iron. So now that that's done, it's all pressed. You're going to run a top stitch. So you know, as close as you can to the top edge of this, and you're just gonna sew all the way across. Okay, so now that we top stitched, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but it's right here. So it looks like on the interior side. And so everything's gonna be in place, so now our fabric's not gonna be in the way. With the right side facing up, you're gonna take the right side of your other panel and put it facing down. So now you have right sides together of both panels, and you're going to line it up to the top of the zipper tape. So just like this. So now that this is all pinned up, and I'll show you what it's gonna look like. So when you sew it down that line and you open it, now you have the two exterior pieces and the right side of the zipper tape. This is how the external part of your sleeve is going to look. So if you have directional fabric, make sure to take into account for that and just flip it over so that way it makes sense with how your fabric is displayed. And I'll see you for the lining. Okay, so now that we've finished, when you open up the sleeve, this is what it should look like with the two right sides of the exterior facing up with the zipper tape. So everything's facing up the way it should be. And then you have your empty interior and then the panel of the interior. So now we're gonna attach the other interior piece. So here's my other interior piece. We're gonna take it right sides together and put it on your zipper tape. So now, when you open up your thing, so again, this is pinned so you can't see it exactly clear, but that way you have, this will be the interior, and you can see that the right sides are facing up, wrong sides are touching each other, and right sides are facing up. Okay, so now that we finished, this is what it looks like. So again, right side's facing up of our exterior and now our interior. So now it looks like it's coming together. It looks like a laptop sleeve, almost. So now we're gonna top stitch again. So we're going to iron down our exterior piece that we sewed over. So you're gonna iron that. Now that that's all ironed down, take it to the machine, do a top stitch, just like how you did the other piece. Okay, so now we finished top stitching. So this is what our sleeve should look like. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start assembling the sleeve, but most importantly, make sure you open your zipper about halfway, so that way when we're done, you can turn the sleeve right side out. So what you're gonna do is separate the exterior pieces from the interior pieces, and you're gonna line up your pieces as best as you can, and you're going to pin all the way, and you're gonna sew that. But make sure you leave about 2 to 3, or maybe even more, like 4 or 5 inches of turning space, so that way you can properly turn the bag inside out. Now that I pinned everything together, and these 2 pins are gonna be my turning gap, so don't sew here. Do not do that. Just pin that together. And when you go over your zipper, just be careful. I like to hand turn the needle, so I use the wheel on the side of my machine. That way I don't risk breaking the needle. Same thing on this side. I like to push the teeth facing the exterior piece, so I will show you in a second what that looks like. So you see how the tape is facing the interior, but the teeth are facing the exterior. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna sew that all together. Again, just go very slowly over the zipper so you don't break the needle and potentially hurt yourself. Okay, so my memory card on my computer filled up. And by computer I mean camera. The memory card on my camera filled up, so I wasn't able to record me finishing sewing this closed, but you can see kind of I sewed everything shut and closed except this humongous turning gap. So now you're gonna want to trim off the excess fabric. You can cut a diagonal cut on the corners, so that way just the corners are very strong, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but that way the corners kind of are really cornering. So then you can also cut off the excess zipper stuff. Again, just be careful, don't hurt yourself. Sometimes they don't want to be cut, but the scissors always win. You're kind of just trimming off the bulk. If there's not that much, don't worry. You don't have to, you know, like really worry about this stuff. Almost done. Cool. So now we get to turn this bad boy inside out. And if you're wondering what's on my screen in the background, I'm watching a Sims video. And this is why it's important to keep your zipper open when you're sewing, because you're gonna have to turn everything in. So you see how if you had it closed, you won't be able to even do this. With a finger or something, just make sure you're like really making sure you're punching out those corners. So, and then we're gonna open up our bag. Yay! Looks so cute. So now the last step is to just close this turning gap. So you can fold it in and then iron it, which is what I like to do, so that way it's really, you know, secure in there. That was me turning on my iron. It's a little bit tricky, but again, make sure that you got everything punched out the way you would like, because I mean, you can undo all the stitches, but it's easier to just do it now than have to go through all the work of using a seam ripper. I use a lot of clips. I don't know why I keep saying pins, because these are clearly not clip. These are clearly not pins. I just find that it's so much easier closing this up when this is just pressed down. So I'm just gonna go in with my finger, punch out that hole, give it one more nice healthy press, and we're gonna take it to the machine and close it up, and then we will be officially done. Okay, so now that I have sewn this closed, we're going to take our interior and just stuff it right on into our bag, making sure everything's really like pressed in, looks good. Test it, see how it looks. Perfect. I love the way it looks. It came out really nice. And now let's go see. Okay, so here's my laptop. It's kind of hard doing this, sitting it up, but there we go. Perfect. It fits perfectly, literally ends right up at a little bit under the zipper, obviously, because I can close it. But now we have a perfect laptop sleeve that fits my laptop. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if I can answer any questions in the comments or make a follow-up video. Anything I can do to help. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see. I kind of showed how to make my Bible sleeves. I have this makeup bag that I made. This is actually gonna house my electronics, so when I travel, I can bring my chargers and my mouse and all that stuff can fit in here. So I have an entire travel set now. So I have this for my chargers, this for my gaming laptop, this for my MacBook, and this for my Kindle. So I love the way that these came out. I think it's a beautiful travel set. And yeah, so kind of showing off the family of the same fabric. My next project is working on a holiday kind of launch. I don't have enough sales or customers to do like a full launch, but I'm looking at some fabrics, maybe some makeup bags, keychains, some smaller items. Yeah, and I am also planning on making myself a big tote bag, so that way I don't have to take my book bag whenever I travel. So if you want to see a video of me making that big tote bag, let me know. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow my social medias. Bye!